Hey guys, Martyr here with a quick vlog and the second Q&A. We're going to start off with the vlog aspect of things and talk about what's been going on in my life recently and things that are coming up with the channel, things that are changing. A couple of things first. We hit 550 subscribers. Freaking awesome. I think last time we did a vlog, I think we did the 500 subscriber Q&A last month. So that's about 50 subscribers in about a month's time. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty freaking sweet. I'm really happy about that. So if you watched the last vlog, you'll know that I'm going back to school, guys. I don't get paid for YouTube. I've made some recent decisions about my life, and I'm going to try to pursue a more better education. Don't worry, I'm going to answer all those questions some of you asked about that in the Q&A, and I'm going to tell you all about that a little bit later on. But there's going to be some official changes going on with the channel. Basically, right now, we produce about 10 videos a week. I should say I produce 10 videos a week, guys. And, 5 LPs, indie game of the week, and then 4 indie views. That's going to change a little bit. I'm going to be dropping the number of videos down to 1 a day. Because there's a lot of reasons for it. One, it's gonna be easier on me, between that school and life stuff. Uh, Two, the 2 videos a day thing I think has been kind of maybe oversaturating people. So they I think we've been getting less views because we've had more content. And I've been reading a lot of articles and a lot of people who suggest, if you feel like you might be producing too much content. Subscriber burnout is what it's called. So I think 1 video a day should be good. And basically, what that's going to round down to is that it means there's going to be 4 Let's Plays in one given week, and then three reviews, more or less. So, 1 indie game of the week and then 2 indie views will be in the new schedule. I'm going to have a little image right somewhere around here with the schedule. I'm hoping at least. Um, and that'll give you a good idea of what's going to look like, what's going to be going on here in the channel, guys. But that's going to be a good thing. The reason that's going to be a good thing is it's going to give me more time to give you more thorough reviews. It's going to give me more time to do better editing because I have this fancy editor and I've been using it as much as I would like, and I've learned to do more tricks and learn to do better stuff in general. And this will give me the opportunity to do that, guys. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be 7 days a week, basically. So you'll get more of me on Tuesday and Wednesday, but you'll just get less of me in general throughout the week. It makes sense for me, and it's going to hopefully work out. It's going to be starting effectively immediately next week, by the way. And that's going to be pretty much it. That's going to be basically the way it's going to work from now on, guys. As far as anything else goes, like the Twitch channel or the movie TV channel, it's something I still want to pursue. It's still something I'm very interested in doing. I just don't know when I'm going to get to it. So basically, when it happens, it'll just happen. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just the channel. My gaming channel is what I kind of primarily do. That's kind of what I primarily enjoy. And I'm interested in those things, but it's going to be later. I'm not going to say never. I'm going to say later. So that'll be there for you to look forward to, guys. But I think this is in general is going to be a good change for the channel. I think this is going to give you more higher quality videos, hopefully, better editing. Hopefully give me a chance to produce better content for you guys. Definitely more in depth, better reviews. I feel because 3 is better, easier. Kind of focus on 3 games a week that you're going to review than it is 5 in a given week. So I think it'll be better in general for the channel, guys. And I think that's basically kind of everything I want to say, guys. I mean, there's really not much more. So that covers the vlog section, guys. We're going to move on to the Q&A section officially now, guys. Question number 1 is from Sea Otter. If you were a mythical creature, which one would you be? Good question. And my answer is going to be kind of generic and a little bit boring. My answer to that would be dragon. But specifically, I'd want to be like a dragon from Dragonlance. Which I know I'm nerding out here. The reason for that is Dragonlance had magic. They could disguise themselves as humans, and they were still dragons and could hoard gold and all that good kind of stuff. Dragons were just freaking amazing in Dragonlance. I mean, in general, dragons are just freaking cool. But specifically the ones there who could talk English and could use magic and were beautiful people when they transformed into humans. It was just a really cool they were just really cool dragons. I mean, there's a lot of mythical creature choices. I mean, if you look at it, or vampires, mythical creatures, or werewolves, all that good kind of stuff. And vampires is definitely a cool choice too. But I think if I had to, like, if I had to choose, I would want to be a dragon, just flying, breathing fire, but being that majestic, powerful creature. Has this alluring aspect to it. I think that's the one I would more than likely choose. Second question from Sea Otter: if you were to stop doing YouTube, what would you have gained from this experience? Well, that's a pretty loaded question. I think it's a very difficult, not necessarily difficult, but just a question that has a lot of answers to it. For at least for me, for one thing, this has always been a wonderful creative outlet, guys. I mean, I'm a very creative person, and it's always important for me to be creating something. I do a lot of role playing. I do videos now. It's always I've always have something kind of going on in this giant melon of my head here, and it's been a very wonderful creative outlet for me, basically, to create videos, to show it to you guys, get your guys' feedback. I do a lot of writing on Steam and reviews. That's always been creative, and I get feedback on my writing and things like that. So in that regard, it's always been fantastic as a creative outlet, and that's always been a great thing for me. And another thing that I really liked about this entire experience is I've met so many cool people, and I mean that on both sides. I've met so many cool developers. I've met so many awesome viewers. It's been just a wonderful experience as far as meeting people goes as well. Because, you know, I mean, in general, I used to think the internet was full of a-holes. And I mean, it still kind of is. But I mean, the people I've met have shown me a glimmer of hope that, you know, the internet is not just a cesspool of hate and trolls. I've met so many nice people on here through Twitter. I friggin' met Sea Otter. He's a cool guy. I mean, it's been a very wonderful experience as far as meeting people goes, and the sense of community has been awesome, guys. But the most thing that I feel like I've gained from this, and this is going to be kind of a personal thing, is that if I'm passionate about something, I will work my ass off for it. And that's been a huge, important thing for me to prove to myself. Because, you know, I've struggled my entire life with being passionate about things. Um, Jobs in particular were always a little bit difficult for me because I never had passions for what I was working for. I worked a lot in kitchens, and I was never passionate about it. So I never really dedicated myself to it. I did it to pay the bills. That was about it, but I never really loved it. And it made me feel like perhaps I was lazy or something was wrong with me. And to be honest with you, when I started doing YouTube, I've been doing YouTube for almost 2 years now, and I've not missed a week, unless I was in the hospital. I didn't miss, you know, a week. You know, it was just something I loved doing, and I was passionate about it. And I realized that I was willing to work my ass off for it, and that was a huge thing for me. And I'm really happy that I got that from this experience. Aside from everything that I've learned, how to edit, how to make videos, how the people I've met, how to, you know, work with the industry, all that good kind of stuff. The biggest thing that I take away from this is things that I've learned about myself during this experience. Sea Otter asks, what is your favorite TV show? Are you trying to kill me? I have no idea. There's so many good ones. Oh, Buffy and Joss Whedon stuff. All right. I'm going to try to answer this question as best as I can. This is a multi-layered, this has to be a multi-layered question, because I mean, when you're a kid, you like something different than when you're an adult. You know, you don't like what you like as a teenager, the things that you like as an adult. Your taste changes. But I'm going to give a general answer, and then I'm going to back that up with my favorite show. Something I could watch at any point in time in my life, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, and as an adult, is the Batman the Animated Show, which was so freaking amazing. If you haven't seen that show, go watch it. It was just great writing, great art. It was just a great show to watch. It's definitely perhaps one of my favorite shows ever. But the thing is, as my tastes have changed over the years, that answer could change. Because I love TV. I'm a huge fan of TV. I love Game of Thrones. If you would have asked me like last week, I would have told you Daredevil. I mean, Daredevil was a show that I thought was phenomenally written. In general, I'm a huge fan of, you know, comic book shows, superhero shows, a lot of fantasy, Game of Thrones, Penny Dreadful. I mean, I have an entire post-it note on my computer of shows that I watch. So you have no idea how hard it is to answer that question. But Batman the Animated Show is a show that I can always go back to and always watch, and I like it a lot. And I just think it's one of those shows that's almost kind of timeless because it's just so well done. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that my tastes change for shows like every week. It's insane how many shows I watch. Kitty gets just goes crazy how many shows I watch. Fable Fox asks, "Will you possibly make YouTube a full-time job in the future?" Well, that's the dream. I mean, isn't it? Getting paid to play games and review games, that would be a remarkable job. I would love to do that. I mean, who wouldn't? But to be honest, I'm more interested in not necessarily in just making videos. I'm just interested in getting into the industry. Would love to just write about games, review games, and just somehow work my way into the industry. If that's through YouTube, great. If it's through another method, that's good too. I would love to do YouTube full time, but I mean, I've obviously shown dedication for it. But it's not necessarily the only way for me to get into the industry. It's just one way for me to get in the industry. So would I love to? Yes. But in general, just want to get into the gaming industry. I want to be working with creative people, and writing and doing all that good kind of stuff was what I kind of want to aim for. So that kind of answers that. Black Dare asks, "What is it that you'll be studying at school?" And I actually got another variation of this quest, which is, "What are you completing? Grade 12 college courses, what?" Well, I'm going to just be brutally honest with you guys. I did not finish high school, which was this huge, stupid ass mistake. And I'm not going to look at you and tell you some sort of sap story or not try to make excuses for it. It was a series of poor life decisions that some I was involved in, some of them I wasn't involved in, and I didn't really have choices sometimes. And it was just a mistake in general. I'm not going to make any excuses for it. I should have completed it. I should have had it done. So basically, that's what I'm going to be doing right now. I'm going to go finish my general education. I'm going to be studying sciences, math, literature, all that good kind of stuff, guys. Get my general education and then move into college, hopefully, and then pursue that. Hopefully full time. Basically, I'm looking to do that full time and get that done. Hopefully within 2 to 4 years if need be. I don't know. To be honest, I'm trying to keep my options open. There's a thought that I could go to a tech school, or there's a lot of different paths and places I can go to. But the first part is finishing my general education and getting it out of the way, which I should have done a long ass time ago. But life happens, shit happens, and sometimes you don't have control of what happens, and you gotta roll with the punches. So that's basically it. But at the beginning of this year, mostly due to the amazing support of my wife, she basically encouraged me, stop doing this bullshit kitchen job. Why don't you go do something that you're passionate about and get into a position where you want to do something you enjoy. And that's mostly because of her that this is actually happening. So I hope that answers that question. What is your goal profession wise? Asks Buick Boy. Wow, that's a hard question to be asking me because I'm a man who believes you never stop learning. I'm a man who believes that you should never stop growing. If when you stop growing, you start dying. And it's definitely a question that I've pondered quite a bit. I mean, I want to get a job that kind of makes money, which is ultimately the problem. Is that there's a lot of creative outlets that I enjoy. I love writing. I'd love to be a writer, but to be honest with you, getting a college degree in writing, while it helps, it's not necessarily going to lead you to the money. It all really, writing is a bit of a like finding a thunderbolt. It's going to happen, or you either die rich as a writer or die really poor as a writer. At least that's what I've seen in most cases. I mean, it's one of those things that I would really love to do, but there's a lot of aspects to other creative outlets that I would love to do that don't necessarily make money. So it's kind of balanced between those two decisions. I want to do something that makes money, but at the same time I can be kind of creative. So I have like about 6 or 7 choices. So I thought about journalism. Obviously, I love reviewing things. I love journalism, but also journalism is a dying art form. So there's that aspect to it. Why study something that's dying? There's a lot of thoughts that go through my mind, guys. It's a bit of a battle, but to be honest, I'm keeping my options open, and I'm gonna eventually make a decision. Journalism would be great. Writing would be great. I've always thought about psychology would be fantastic. I've always loved talking to people. I thought it would be, if I could talk to people and maybe help them with their problems, it would be kind of. I always thought I'd be good at it. I always thought psychology was definitely a aspect to things I enjoyed. I'd love to learn more about editing. I'd love to learn more about the creation of videos and maybe film school was always an option in my brain. I always thought that'd be kind of neat as well. Programming, make my own indie game instead of talking shit about them for once, would be an amazing thing to do. But that's really freaking hard. I mean, all of these are really hard if you think about it. So it's just a matter of choosing one and kind of sticking with it. Um, but I mean, for the first part of my school, I'm going to be just doing the general stuff anyway, so I have plenty of time to decide. But yeah, so journalism, writing, psychology, editing, computer programming, working with computers in general, not necessarily outside of the field of programming, is another thing I considered, and obviously doing this professionally would be fantastic as well. But I don't really know. It basically, I'm going to just go into college and I'm going to hopefully figure it out when I finally get there. But those are just some of the goals profession wise. Something creative would be wonderful. Psychology would be cool to help people. But yeah, just something in general. Usually, I'm probably leaning towards something creative. But I'm hoping also, at least make a decent living off it at the same time. I realized that I might have sounded incredibly greedy during that question. I'm not a person who's obsessed with money, but at the same time, I have a family, I have kids, I have a wife, I have bills, and there's lots of places in the world that I still want to see. I want to go to Japan, Europe, and all that good stuff. And the only way to get that stuff done is unfortunately through money. So I don't want you to think that money is the most important thing to me. It's not. It's just that money is how the world spins, kind of, guys. It's an unfortunate, necessary evil. So that's why it's something that's kind of on my mind when it comes to deciding what I do with my life, because I want to see things, I want to do things, and I want to take care of my family all at the same time, while, if at all possible, following my passions, following my heart, and being creative. I just want to clarify. Last question, and the biggest question. When you are back in school, will you still be doing the odd upload, or is your channel going into stasis? Buick Boy asks, and I am happy to tell you guys that my channel will always be here, guys. I am always going to try and upload. I'm always going to be trying to do something with my channel, guys. It may be sporadic in the future. I don't really know what the future holds. But as of right now, I always want to still be doing YouTube. I love YouTube. It's a fun hobby. It's something that really, there's a lot of good payout for it, I guess you could say. I get a lot of feedback through it, and I enjoy it quite a bit. So I will always be trying to do YouTube. I'll always be trying to upload something occasionally. I mean, there will be times where I'll be, busy, or I might be sick, I'm leaving town in July for a week, so there'll be nothing during that week. But you get the basic idea. I will always be trying to do something here on the channel, guys. Something to show you guys, or talk to you guys, because I love YouTube, guys. I love doing this stuff. I love communicating with you guys, and it's something I really, really enjoy. So yes, to answer plainly, I will still be doing YouTube even while I'm still at school. So guys, that's all your questions. That's everything that I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Feel free to comment down below. Let me know what you think. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. We will see you next time.